7 old-school saving habits Grandma used that quietly reduced clutter without throwing anything away. If you're drowning in stuff but hate tossing it, Granny has a secret. Our grandmothers never wasted anything, yet their homes stayed calm and organized. How? It's not what you expect. Want to learn guilt-free clutter hacks that actually work? Subscribe now. The Reset Granny will show you how to save, sort, and simplify without stress. In this video, you'll uncover 7 timeless saving habits Grandma used to keep her home clutter-free without ever tossing a thing. These aren't tricks for wasting less or throwing away what you love. Instead, they're about being purposeful with what you keep, making every item meaningful, and finally using what's been sitting in drawers for years. Watch closely. Habit 7 completely transformed how Grandma lived. It's not about elimination. It's about intention, care, and smart choices. Habit number 1, save with a purpose, not just in case. Grandma had a way of holding on to things that always made sense. She saved jars, buttons, fabric scraps, ribbons, and little odds and ends, but she never kept anything without a reason. A jar wasn't saved just in case. It was saved because she made jam every summer and knew exactly which jars she'd need. Fabric scraps weren't just scraps. They were carefully chosen pieces meant for quilting projects she planned months in advance. Every little item in her home had a purpose, a story, a future role. That's the difference between meaningful saving and clutter. Most of us don't save like that. We hold on to things out of habit, nostalgia, or fear of wasting them. That mug shoved in the cupboard, the bag stuffed with random items, old receipts or birthday cards we can't part with. All of it quietly becomes clutter. We tell ourselves, I might need this someday. But that someday rarely arrives. Instead of helping us, these items take up space, crowd our minds, and weigh us down emotionally. They turn a home into chaos without us even noticing. Grandma's secret? She only saved items she could attach a clear, actionable purpose to. This wasn't about being frugal, it was about being intentional. If she didn't have a plan, the item was either used immediately, repurposed, gifted, or recycled. There was no guilt, no indecision, only a sense of order and mindfulness. Here's how you can start saving with intention today. 1. Choose one area to focus on. Maybe it's a drawer full of miscellaneous things, a shelf with jars, or a bag of fabric scraps. Start small so it feels doable. 2. Examine each item carefully. Ask yourself, do I have a real specific purpose for this? Will I use it within the next month? Be honest. This is about clarity, not sentimentality. 3. Decide and act. If you can name a clear purpose, keep it. If not, find a way to use it now, donate it, gift it, or recycle it. Taking action immediately prevents future clutter from building. 4. Repeat and build the habit. The more intentional you become, the easier it is to maintain order and make peace with what you keep. Remember, saving isn't wrong. Keeping things without purpose is. When you attach meaning to your items, they stop being clutter and become resources, things that add value instead of stress. Granny wants to hear from you. What's one thing you've been holding on to just in case that you'll probably never use? Share it below. This simple reflection is the first step to turning your home into a space full of intention, not unnecessary weight. Start today and notice the difference it makes. Habit number 2. Rotate what you have before buying new. Grandma had a simple yet powerful rule. Never buy new when perfectly good things were already at hand. She didn't rush to buy new sheets when the linen closet was full of clean, soft ones. She rotated them, using what she had, until it was time for a fresh set. The same went for dishes. She didn't let her good china sit in cabinets gathering dust while everyday plates wore out. She rotated everything, giving her home a sense of abundance without excess, and making every item count. Most of us don't follow this wisdom. We're trained to buy new at the first hint of wanting something. The result? We accumulate clutter. Nice towels sit in a closet waiting for guests. Special outfits are saved for occasions that never come. Dishes and glassware remain untouched because we're waiting for the perfect moment. Meanwhile, our daily lives are surrounded by things we don't actually use, and the clutter keeps growing. Here's how to apply Grandma's habit today. 1. Pick a category. This could be your linen closet, clothing closet, or kitchen cabinets, wherever items are sitting unused, saved for special. 2. Identify what's waiting. Find those towels you're saving for guests, the china you've never used, or that outfit waiting for a perfect occasion. 3. Bring it into daily life. Use it this week. Replace your old worn items with these special ones and make them part of your everyday routine. You'll rediscover joy in the things you already own. 4. Notice the shift. Once you experience how satisfying it feels to use what you already have, the urge to buy new will naturally lessen. You'll see that abundance isn't about owning more, it's about appreciating and rotating what you already possess. Granny's truth is simple but powerful. Things are meant to be used, not preserved like museum pieces. When we stop saving for someday, we stop accumulating excess. Rotating what we have creates freedom, prevents clutter, and makes our homes feel lived in, loved, and purposeful. Now, Granny wants to hear from you. What's one item you've been saving for special that you're finally going to bring into your daily life? Drop a heart below. Small steps like this not only reduce clutter, but also transform how you experience the things you already own. Start this week and notice how satisfying it feels to truly use what you have. Habit number 3, one in, one out. Keep the balance. Grandma had a quiet rule that kept her home feeling open and manageable. For every new thing that came in, one old thing went out. She didn't make a big deal about it. When a new shirt arrived, she chose an older one to donate or pass along. When a new jar of jam came home, an older one was used or shared. This simple rhythm, one in, one out, prevented clutter from creeping in unnoticed. Her home never felt cramped or chaotic, and every item had a purpose and a place. Most of us don't follow this rule. A new kitchen gadget joins the shelf while the old one stays. A new outfit is added to a closet that's already overflowing. A new book comes in, but the unread ones pile higher. Without noticing, we let possessions accumulate, and soon we're surrounded by things we neither use nor enjoy. That's how clutter grows silently, draining our energy without us even realizing it. Here's how you can bring Granny's habit into your life today. 1. Notice what's coming in. Any new item, whether it's purchased, gifted, or inherited, is a chance to apply this habit. 2. Choose something to let go. Before the new item takes a permanent spot, find one thing that's no longer serving you. Donate it, repurpose it, or gift it. 3. Create a visible rhythm. Make one in, one out a habit in your closets, pantry, or even your digital space. The more consistent you are, the easier it becomes to maintain balance. 4. Reflect on the impact. Each time you make space for something new, you're also making space for clarity, calm, and intentional living. Your home breathes, and so do you. Granny's wisdom wasn't about being frugal or minimalistic for the sake of rules. It was about creating flow and harmony in the home. Things are meant to circulate, to be enjoyed, and to serve a purpose. When you honor that rhythm, clutter loses its grip, and your space and mind feel lighter, calmer, and more intentional. Now it's your turn. What's one thing you've been holding on to that could make room for something new? Share it below. Start practicing one in, one out this week and notice the calm and order it brings. You'll be amazed at how quickly your space and your mindset can change when you treat every item with purpose. Habit number 4. Give things a second life before letting go. Grandma had a magical way of seeing potential in items most people considered done. A worn-out jar became a vase for fresh flowers. Old tea towels were cut into cleaning rags. scraps of fabric turned into patchwork for quilts or doll clothes. She didn't throw things away just because they weren't perfect. She gave them a second life. This mindset kept her home both organized and full of charm, and nothing went to waste unnecessarily. The problem is, most of us only see one use for our belongings. When something isn't shiny, new, or exactly as we imagined, we toss it. Or worse, it sits in a drawer, forgotten and unused. That's how clutter quietly builds, not with big trash piles, but with a collection of things we've deemed no longer useful, even though they still have value. Here's how to apply Granny's habit today. 1. Identify items that feel old or underused. This could be jars, utensils, clothing, or decorative pieces that are no longer serving their original purpose. 2. Ask, can I give this a second life? Sometimes the simplest solutions are the most creative. Could it be repurposed, repaired, or upcycled? Could it bring joy to someone else through gifting or donation? 3. Take action immediately. Transform the item, pass it on, or assign it a new role in your home. Avoid letting it linger, just in case. That's the habit that creates clutter. 4. Make it a mindset, not a chore. Seeing potential in things encourages creativity, reduces waste, and creates a home filled with meaningful objects rather than excess. Granny's approach wasn't about hoarding or holding on to things unnecessarily. It was about honoring every item, recognizing its potential, and using it intentionally. When you give things a second life before letting them go, you reduce clutter, make room for new joys, and create a home that feels alive and purposeful. Now Granny wants to hear from you. What's one item in your home that you could give a second life to this week? Share your ideas below. Even small actions, like turning a jar into a vase or a scarf into a cleaning rag, make a big difference. Start today and watch your home transform from a space of unused things into a space of creativity, intention, and joy. Habit number 5. Store smart, not more. Grandma believed in keeping things organized, but she never overcomplicated it with fancy containers or excessive shelving. She stored only what she needed, and she stored it smartly. Everything had a designated place, jars stacked neatly, fabrics folded so she could see each piece, buttons in little boxes sorted by color and size. This simple system made it easy to find what she needed and discouraged mindless accumulation. The problem many of us face today is the opposite. We think storage solves clutter. Buy a bigger bin, add another shelf, cram more into the closet, and suddenly our solution becomes more clutter. When items don't have a clear, easy-to-access spot, they end up tossed aside or forgotten, and the cycle of accumulation continues. Storage is only helpful when paired with intention. Here's how to implement Granny's Store Smart habit. 1. Take inventory of a single area. It could be a kitchen drawer, a pantry shelf, or a closet section. Look at everything stored there. 2. Ask yourself, do I use this regularly? Does it have a clear purpose? If the answer is no, it's time to declutter before reorganizing. 3. Designate a clear spot for each item. Store items where they belong and make them easy to access. Use boxes, dividers, or jars, whatever makes sense, but avoid overcomplicating. 4. Rotate and maintain. Regularly check your storage spaces and return items to their place. A small habit of maintenance prevents clutter from creeping back in. Granny's wisdom reminds us that storage alone doesn't create order. Smart, intentional storage does. By keeping fewer items, storing them where they're visible and accessible, and using them intentionally, your home stays organized without feeling crowded. You'll see that clarity and calm come not from hiding things away, but from knowing exactly what you have, where it is, and how it's used. Now, Granny wants to hear from you. Which area in your home could benefit from smart storage this week? Drop a comment below and commit to organizing one spot intentionally. Even small steps like labeling jars, folding fabrics neatly, or sorting items into boxes can have a huge impact. Start today and notice how much lighter and calmer your home and your mind feels when you store smart, not more. Habit number 6. Share the surplus. Granny had a quiet, beautiful philosophy about abundance. When you have more than you need, don't hoard it, share it. Extra vegetables from her garden didn't sit forgotten in a basement. They went to neighbours, friends, or family who could use them. Outgrown clothes didn't gather dust in an attic. They went to cousins, local charities, or families who needed them. Even books she had already read found their way into someone else's hands. To Grandma, abundance was meant to flow, not stagnate, and sharing was the key to keeping life in balance. Most of us struggle with this. We keep extras for a rainy day or just in case we might need them. 3 extra blankets, stored in the back of the closet, canned goods, sitting untouched, books, piling up on shelves. And the problem is, these extras aren't saving us. They're quietly taking up space, cluttering our homes and our minds. They represent opportunity lost, the chance to bless someone else while creating breathing room for ourselves. Here's how you can practice Granny's habit today. 1. Survey your home. Look around for items you have in multiples or things you realistically won't use, whether it's household items, clothes, books, or pantry goods. 2. Choose 3 items this week. Decide which things could bring joy or relief to someone else. Donate them to a shelter, gift them to a neighbour, or pass them along to family. 3. Take action immediately. Don't wait for the perfect time. The sooner you share, the sooner your space breathes, and the sooner someone else benefits. 4. Adopt a sharing mindset. When you think of abundance as something to circulate, clutter stops accumulating. Your home stays lighter, your energy feels freer, and you begin to see that what you give away often comes back in unexpected ways. Not necessarily as things, but as joy, gratitude, and connection. Granny's truth is simple but powerful. Keeping more than you need isn't saving, it's hoarding, and hoarding blocks flow. When we share our surplus, we create movement in our homes and hearts. We make room for what truly matters, and we invite connection and generosity into our lives. Granny wants to hear from you. What's one item in your home you have too much of that you could share this week? Drop it in the comments below. Let's bless someone together, reduce clutter without waste, and experience the joy of giving. Start today. Even the smallest action of sharing can transform your space and your spirit. Habit number 7, intention over elimination. Granny's final, most powerful habit wasn't about throwing things away or doing extreme decluttering. Instead, it was about intention. Every item in her home had a reason to be there. She didn't just remove things to create empty space. She carefully considered why she kept what she did and how each item served her life. To Grandma, clutter wasn't about quantity. It was about mindless accumulation. When she approached her belongings with purpose, everything changed. Most of us tackle clutter by trying to get rid of things. We feel guilty about keeping items just in case, or sentimental objects that no longer serve us. But without intention, elimination alone rarely works. We declutter, only for the clutter to creep back in. The key isn't just getting rid of things, it's creating a mindset of intentional living. Every object you keep should have meaning, utility, or bring joy. When you focus on intention, letting go becomes natural, guilt-free, and even joyful. Here's how to practice Granny's habit today. 1. Look around with intention. Pick a space, a drawer, a closet, a shelf, and examine each item. Ask, why is this here? How does this serve my life today? 2. Decide mindfully. Keep items that have a clear purpose, bring you joy, or fulfill a role in your home. If an item doesn't meet any of these criteria, consider donating, gifting, using, or recycling it. 3. Replace guilt with purpose. Instead of focusing on what you're losing, focus on what you're gaining. calm, clarity, and a home that supports your life instead of distracting from it. 4. Create a habit of intention. Make this reflective approach a regular part of your routine. Over time, your home will naturally stay organized, and clutter will stop accumulating because you're living intentionally, not reactively. Granny's wisdom reminds us, clutter isn't just about things, it's about habits, choices, and mindset. When we prioritize intention over elimination, every possession has meaning, every corner feels ordered, and our home becomes a space of peace and purpose. Now it's your turn. What's one area of your home where you can practice intention this week? Our grandmothers weren't wasteful, but they weren't buried in clutter either. They knew how to save wisely, use fully, and let go gracefully, the balance we all seek. You don't have to throw everything away to reduce clutter. Start using what you have, share what you don't need, and keep only what serves a real purpose. That's how peace enters your home. If this video changed how you see saving, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who struggles, and subscribe. The Reset Granny has more timeless wisdom coming every week. Remember, it's not about having less, it's about keeping what matters, starting today.